iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to Chicagoland. Tonight, we have an exciting venue in front of us here, folks. The ASRC Sportsman Series presented by Tagare takes on Chicagoland for round number 2. I am, of course, in with the booth with my brother Carson. Carson, you want to say hi?
Hello, Brett. I am excited for a great race here tonight. Chicagoland should be a lot of fun. I know the first race of the year at Daytona was a great thriller, so hopefully we have more of the same here tonight.
I agree, Carson. It had a bunch of action-packed racing, big ones, all that you could ask for at super speedways, and a underdog finish with Richard Pruitt getting the win in the 24 car last week. But he is not the points leader. That goes to the 38 K&M machine of Dave Payne, who this track of Chicagoland will be his home track. So Dave Payne looking to put in a good effort and keep the points lead here at his home track for race number 2. Overall, this place is very fun to race at and watch racing happen, Carson. Dynamic racetrack here tonight, so we'll see cars using all sorts of lanes. It's 1.5 miles long, so we will see that good old Gen 6 style racing of looking for staying out of the dirty air and trying to get the best runs possible on the fellow competitors. Of course, we're in the Xfinity cars here, but that just adds to the excitement of what we got on store here tonight. Be sure to grab a snack, grab a drink, and get ready for 100 laps here around this 1.5 mile D-shaped Chicagoland Speedway. So Carson, anyone in particular you got favorited here tonight as we maybe I'll throw up on screen the leaderboards here, show who's kind of has the best of the time. Of course, right now we got the 93 machine of Andrew Payne with about 5 minutes left to practice, up at the top of the board, about a tenth quicker than Eric Papanow in second, and then Tim Rogers in the 48 car rounding out your top 3.
Yeah, Brett, I think tonight the 48 car of Tim Rogers will be a driver to watch. Changed his number from last season, and that might bring him some good mojo. I know he's usually has some pretty strong runs throughout the year in this series, so I think tonight he might be more of a dark horse pick to win.
Yeah, I agree, Carson. Tim Rogers here at Chicagoland a few years back in a different league had the race won and started celebrating too early coming out of turn 4, smacked the wall and wrecked his car, and thus did not win the race. That was in the Cup cars. So we will see if Tim Rogers can get some redemption here for tonight's race and get a victory at the track that he deserves one at, that one slipped away. As we have 23 cars, I believe, Carson, taking a lap here so far. And we'll see a lot of red drivers in the top 10. 8 out of the 10 are red drivers, but there are 2 drivers, blue drivers in there. One sitting P4 and Jeff O'Quinn, and the other Nathan Goot right there in 10th. Carson, you think those guys will have something to say for these red division drivers as well?
Oh yeah, Brad. I think especially Jeff O'Quinn there in 4th, that is a really good spot to be starting if he can qualify there, and that could lead to potentially a win, and because he's got such a big lead over the next blue division driver. I like him tonight for the best blue division finish and probably a top 5 even.
Yeah, I agree, Carson. It should be a great one here as we look forward here. About 3 minutes left of practice. We only got a few cars out on track as people are getting ready. I believe they're having a driver's meeting right now. A lot to look forward to in the season, folks, with only race number 2 starting off tonight. A big, long 20-week schedule with a chase here with 4 races to go at the end of the season. So be sure to tune into that. All these division drivers trying to race to the end to get there.
And Brett, we always talked about last season how these dynamic tracks, how all sorts of things come into play. What kind of strategy do you think we'll see here tonight?
Yeah, a whole bunch of strategy here, Carson. I believe, especially with a long race like tonight, we'll see a lot of strategy come on up with this dynamic track. I think we'll see a lot of cars short pitting to try and get an advantage on these tires, because tire conservation will be the name of the game tonight, just like most places with these Xfinity cars. It'll be all about who can save that right front the best, the most out of the rest of the field while it's still keeping pace. We'll see a lot of people hugging that bottom to try and save that right front as much as they can.
We'll see lots of different lines, right?
That we will. With dynamic racetrack, Carson, that means that the track can get heated up and the groove can move around depending on where cars are at. So, excuse me. We will see cars all the way at the bottom of the track, as well as all the way against the wall, trying to make the most of a lap, trying to get the best runs, try and stay out of dirty air. So with this dynamic racetrack, we'll see cars heat up different grooves, wear in different grooves to try and thus get an advantage on the cars around them to try and not only save their tire but also keep the best pace that they can, because that would be the 2 names of the game as we look at 100 laps here around Chicagoland Speedway.
Yeah, Brett, that's a lot to process, but I'm sure these drivers, they're out here, they're professionals when it comes to iRacing, so I'm sure they'll manage it, and we should look forward to a lot of exciting and fun racing here tonight.
Yep, that we can be sure of, Carson, with us now looking at the race info up on screen. We will go and look at this 1.5 mile track in Joliet, Illinois. Temperature, a nice warm 99 degrees here on the racing surface, 73 degrees, partly cloudy. It should be a good noon race here at the Chicagoland Speedway. We'll see if everyone can keep it the race facing direction. Also, ASRC is presented by the following: Tagare Property Management, PepsiCo, Frito-Lay, QuickTime Motorsports Medium, Mike's Customs Garage and Speed Shop, and the 399 Esports Gang. Be sure, if you like what you're seeing and you do want to be a part of it, we do have still a couple open pit stalls here at ASRC for the Sportsman Series. Be sure to check us out at AmericanSimRacingClub.com. Be sure to check out all 3 of our series. We're racing 3 times a night a week And if you find something you like, be sure to jump in. I know I love my short track racing here on Wednesday night, so always a good time. And this track map, Carson, big oval, D-shaped oval, kind of like Michigan, but even more sweeping corners and a sweeping backstretch. So should be a fun one here as we look forward to clicking over to qualifying now.
Yeah, Brett, let's see how these drivers shake out here once qualifying is over.
Yep, let's see who can start near the front. Who will put down the quick time award here tonight. Only one driver can get it. I think Andrew Payne has a good advantage, but we'll see who can knock him off. See who can get the pole position here, as I believe we got, it looks like Eric Papanow rolling out here onto track. We'll see what that 43 Liberty Live Church machine can do here as he gets warmed up and heading down the backstretch for his first time lap. Eric Papanow with always some sweet looking paint schemes. Ripping the top side here, Carson trying to get some momentum. A little bit loose off of 4, but he'll crank it down to that inside white line and start his first time lap. We'll see what he can do as he is one of the first cars to take the green flag. Still to the top side, Carson, so maybe we'll see both his first initial lap on the top side as he gets big time loose, hangs onto that machine, but a lot of time lost there with that slide. We'll see him keep to the top side, try and pick up that momentum. This will be the money lap 40-43 car. He'll go all the way to the bottom, and we'll see what kind of lap he can do here. As that first lap, kind of a throwaway lap with him getting loose. He will be to the top side once again. We'll see what kind of run he can get out. This time looking a lot better, not as sideways, able to keep that momentum. We'll see where he can go with this lap as he comes to turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Right now, Ron Hart to the top of the board. Eric Papanow carrying a lot of momentum around this top side, comes across the line, and that will put him to the quick time award, P1 as of right now. We'll see who else we can get out there. We'll look at the lights of the 26 car of Mike Witt just rolling out onto the track now. We'll see where the 26 car can slot on in. But as of right now, quick time 43 car of Eric Papanow. Tim Rogers a few hundredths off his time, but not quite enough. We'll see if Papanow can hang on to it as we now look at the 26 car of Mike Witt.
Yeah, how about that bounce back separate or second lap there for Eric Papanow, going from a 31.9 all the way to first with the 31.227.
Yep, I knew that first lap was going to be a throwaway lap with how loose he got off it too, and not being able to carry the momentum, but that second lap did look flying. He looked like he carried a lot of speed through the corner, and especially coming off, as we'll see the 26 car come out of turn 4 for his first time lap. We'll see where he can go on the speed charts. See a little bit different look from this 26 car running low. Now he'll be to the middle, as he seems a little bit slow, as he is currently last place on here. But so interesting here, as now we'll see the 93 car rolling off of pit road. The biggest challenger to Eric Papanow for pole position will be this 93 machine. We'll see what he can do, as he's got a sweet looking paint scheme here tonight, Carson. I don't know whose ugly mug he put on the side of that car, but it looks, I do like the bronze orangey scheme out of that car. It does look pretty sweet.
Might be the winning paint scheme there, Brett.
That it might be. As he comes off of turn 2 for his first time lap, he was able to rip the bottom and make it stick. We saw Eric Papanow do it on the high side. We'll see if the 93 car can do it on the low side as he comes off of turn 4 for his first time lap. Andrew Payne will go to the top of the board by almost 0.2 of a second. So quick time award goes to the 93 machine of Andrew Payne on lap 1. Doesn't even need to do lap 2, but we'll see if he can even better that time as he comes into turn 3 for the final time of qualifying. As he finishes off his lap, we'll see if he can do better as he crosses the start-finish line. He cannot, so that will put him on pole position here tonight. As we look at one of the few remaining cars out on track, we got Garrett Austin in the 81 car out here trying to see if he can do better as the session does end, Carson. So Andrew Payne will be tonight's quick time award. So, Carson, we will have a stage yellow on lap 25 here tonight. So we'll have to keep that in mind as we will go to the grid and get us rolling. Starting on pole position with the Quick Time Motorsports Media Award, Andrew Payne in the 93 Turn 3 car will start on the pole. To his outside, Eric Papanow in the 43 Liberty Life Church. Starting in third position, Tim Rogers in the 48. Fourth place will be Skip Gandy in the 20 machine. And rounding out your top 5, Ron Hart in the 051.
And to pick up from there, starting in 6th place is the 97 car of Chris Harvey. Starting in 7th place is the best Blue Division driver, the 052 of Brad Edwards. Starting in 8th place is the 25 car of Nick Fleury. He'll be one to watch here tonight. Starting in 9th place is the 75 car of Justin Callahan. And then to round out your top 10 is the 223 of Andrew Burr.
Starting 11th is Jeff O'Quinn in the 94. 12th will be last year's Blue Division winner, Kyle Munson. 13th is Jamie Beasley in the 4. 14th is John Kane in the 29. And 15th will be Nathan Henry in the 59.
Starting in 16th place is the 5 car of Nathan Goop. Starting in 17th is the 24 of Richard Blewett. And 18th is the 974 of Adam Smith. And 19th is the 81 of Garrett Austin. And then to round out your top 20 is the 26 car of Mike Witt.
To round out your field, we got Dave Payton starting 21st, John DeMeester starting 22nd, Alan Duranco in the 109 will start 23rd, and then rounding out your field, who is not on grid, is looks like Hayes Booth. So we'll go to the front here and get ready to go green. We'll wait for the 93 car of Andrew Payne to fire on off. Lights are off on the pace car. We are going green for the Navy Pier 150.
Man, Brad, I can't believe I messed up last week's winner's name. That's bad on my part. But Richard Pruitt was the winner last week at Daytona.
Yes, he was. Currently second in the points as now we'll wait. Pace car is off. We'll wait for the 93 car to fire off for race number 2 of the ASRC Sportsman Series. And we are green flag racing. We'll let the dogs loose here as Andrew Payne will lead the field going into turn 1. Tim Rogers clears Eric Papanow going into turn 1. So single file out quickly here in this field. As Tim Rogers gets a little bit loose, that opens up the outside to Eric Papanow. As Eric Papanow will try and rip this high side, see what he can do up there. As for the most part, we'll single file out. Now Ron Hart looking to get around the 48. I think Tim Rogers is going ultra tire saving mode here early in this race, trying to make sure that he is not caught out on super worn tires. We'll see how this strategy plays out for the 48 Polaris machine. As Eric Papanow in the 43 car, not letting the 93 of Andrew Payne getting too far away, but Andrew Payne doing an awesome job ripping that bottom low side.
And Brett, I think the 051 of Ron Hart is definitely another driver we'll have to be watching here tonight.
As we see Nick Fleury with some interesting paint scheme choice out here, some green, some orange, some white on that car. Gets around Skip Gandy for fifth, so move Nick Fleury up into the 25 car up into the fifth position. As we'll look a little bit further back here, battle for the blue division. Brett Edwards being pressured by Andrew Burr. Andrew Burr was actually our highest finisher, blue finisher last week, so if we can get a chance, we might have to talk to him at some point, if not after this race, for how his performance was last week at Daytona. But right now, looking to repeat on his success from Daytona, all over the back bumper of Brett Edwards, but Brett Edwards all the way on the back bumper of the 97 of Chris Harvey. Chris Harvey usually doesn't qualify, so we'll see how well he can do starting midfield here tonight. As we see some close racing throughout all these guys in this part of the field. A lot of blue division drivers battling on out. As we'll see Andrew Burr go to the inside of Brett Edwards. Can't quite make it stick. Brett will defend the position, and they'll all single file back on out. But that now leaves the door a little bit open for Kyle Munson to have a run. We'll see if Kyle Munson can take advantage of it going down this backstretch. We go back, look at the front. The top three have checked on out a little bit to Tim Rogers. We got Andrew Payne, Eric Papanow, and Ron Hart all right there for the top three that have kind of checked out. Tim Rogers holding his own in fourth, and then Nick Fleury still in the fifth position. I believe those two in that second group are trying to save some tires. Not to let the leaders get too far away, but also try and keep pace, as Ron Hart is catching Eric Papanow for his second position.
Yeah, bro, we'll have to see if Ron Hart can reel in Eric Papanow. I know Ron Hart's usually really strong in this series. Last week he was having a good race until him and Eric Papanow got into an incident toward the end. So I think definitely Ron Hart and Eric Papanow as well are two drivers to watch here late in the race.
Yeah, I agree. It will definitely be a good shootout nonetheless. But right now, all these guys going pretty good pace. I think a lot of them just trying to see what their cars have, because there will be a competition caution at the completion of lap 20 here tonight. So should be interesting to see. I assume all the drivers will take tires during then. So as we now see Nick Fleury look to the inside of Tim Rogers, battle for fourth position. And then further on back, a whole scuffle of cars here. And maybe jump in car and see what it's like to be in the middle of this battle. As we ride with Justin Callahan on board. See exactly what he's seeing as he sees cars side by side besides him. I believe he has a car to his inside. Very stressful stuff. As if you look in the mirror, he does have Jamie Beasley to his inside. As now they single file back out. Now he'll try and go on the attack of Andrew Burr.
And Brett, you can see the effect of the tires with some of these drivers back here. Some of them cracking it loose in turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, as we get a good Tagare onboard shot for Justin Callahan in that 75 machine. Shows you just how hard all these drivers are working out here, even mid-pack, just trying to make sure that they can hang on to their car and bring it to one piece to the stage break. You can see one mistake like that by Andrew Burr, just had to wait on the throttle a little bit. That opens up the door for you to get past, and just as easy as that, Now here comes the tough part of actually completing the pass here, folks. As Andrew Bird not making it easy, still to the outside of Justin Callahan. They are side by side here coming off of turn number 2.
So, Brad, is this track hard to get a run to pass someone at?
Yeah, it can be, especially with this dynamic track. Once you get pinching the car a little bit too much, you just lose so much momentum that it's so hard to keep it going. So that's where we see a lot of these cars struggling with on the low side. They will save their right front a little bit better, but they'll lose some time here as Nathan Henry carries the momentum on the high side, passes 2 cars in one corner, and move that 59 car up to 11th. Nathan Henry, one of the biggest movers of the race so far, and he is making that 59 car go where no other cars are going. As I heard something out of the 26 car of Mike Witt. Whole bunch of right side damage for that machine, so don't know where he got it from, but that 26 car has some right rear damage, and that will slow him down significantly here at a track like Chicagoland. As we look up towards the front, Andrew Payne with a very large lead here as we see Nick Fleury to the inside of Ron Hart. We will have our competition caution at the completion of lap 25 here, so that's where all these drivers are trying to get to, as we have Nick Fleury now up to the 3rd position. The biggest mover of the race so far is this 25 car. Now sets his sights on Eric Papinow. We'll see if he can get to him in time.
Yeah, Brett, he was hanging back early. He must have decided he wanted to turn up the heat and pass some guys before we get this competition caution in a few laps.
Yep, I agree. I think he knows that he's getting a fresh set of tires, so it doesn't matter how hard he is on the set that he's on right now. He might as well get going with it and make it work. One car going the opposite way that he wants to is the 48 of Tim Rogers, as he is loose off of turn 2. Looks like maybe some right front damage off that 48 car, so that's not helping that speed for that Polaris 48 Jimmy Johnson-esque paint scheme. So he is just hoping for this competition caution, get that damage repaired. Hopefully it won't hurt him too much on the speed once they get it all patched up, but not what this 48 car wants early in this race, as he's going to lose another spot to Chris Harvey.
Are these guys racing to the competition caution? Will the position, track position coming out of the caution make a difference?
Yeah, I think so, Carson, especially since they got will have a fresh set of rubber. I think all these guys are racing to the competition caution, trying to get the best position on pit road, because it's so easy to make up or lose positions on pit road. So the higher position you can come in on pits, the less likely you are to get hit or anything crazy like that on pits. So I would say, yeah, these guys are racing to this pit cycle and competition caution and here in 5 laps. Still see Tim Rogers struggling out here. Nick Fleury actually trying to get around Eric Papinow for the 2nd position here before the yellow flag comes out. Look behind Ron Hart there. We got Skip Gandy trying to pressure these top 3 cars now and trying to see what he can do as he gets to the inside of Ron Hart going into turn 1. As it will go door to door into turn 3. Skip Gandy with the advantage. Ron Hart loose off of turn 4, smoking that right rear. That was an awesome job of saving it. As I heard Ron Hart just come over the radio saying he might be slow, but he's having the most fun with that 051 car slideways off all the corners. We'll have to see if he can keep that thing in one piece here for 2 more laps and get a new right rear on that car. As we'll see if Skip Gandy can pressure Eric Pappin here at the completion of lap 20. It doesn't look like it'll happen, so Andrew Payne has checked out, and I believe will be the stage winner here in this race so far. And I believe this will be the lap that the yellow flag will come out once they cross the start-finish line next time by. So we'll see Skip Gandy in that 20 car has anything for his teammate here in this next, now down to 3/4 of a mile.
And Brett, you pointed out earlier Kyle Munson. He's up 5 positions right now, looking like he's making a nice move to the field.
Yeah, he's one of those cars that are pretty good at the tire saving game. So we'll have to see as we get a longer run here if he can keep it going as we get the first yellow, and it's the competition caution. Andrew Payne will lead at the first stage break, the first and only stage break. So Carson, now that Nick Fleury's up to second, you think he's got anything for Andrew Payne as we'll now look ahead for about 70 laps of green flag racing, hopefully?
Yeah, Brett, I could potentially see him having a good run at Andrew. Andrew's not the best at tire saving, so we could see how, especially if we get a long green flag run, we could see how that affects Andrew, and if Nick can just wait for him to maybe use up his stuff a bit and make a run at him.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely will be a tire game, especially with a longer run ahead of us. As we have caught the pace car, and now we will be looking towards pit road. As we'll try and get see what we got for pit lane cams. As we'll see the field come down pit road here. Andrew Payne will lead the way in the 93 car. Everyone woes down to pit lane speed. We'll see who can come out on top of pits as everyone will come down. There's only one car a lap down. I believe out of this race is Nathan Goot, so we'll have everyone on the lead lap. Do you think we'll see any strategy of 2 tires, Carson?
Yeah, Brett, I definitely could potentially see some drivers taking 2 tires, for the track position benefit. Now, that might not be the best long-term move, but they might take it for the short-term track position.
Yep, we will see as Andrew Payne wins the race off of pit road. Eric Pappin second, Skip Gandy third. Looks like Ron Hart fourth, Chris Harvey fifth, and Nick Fleury all the way down to 6th position. So Nick Fleury had a terrible stop there, Carson.
Right now, he's probably yelling at his pit crew through his crew chief, so he's probably giving those guys a hard time on pits.
Yeah, I don't know if it was driver error or pit crew error, but whatever it was, a slow stop for this 25 car.
I'm a little surprised, Brett, we didn't see maybe one or two drivers stay out, but it just shows how important the tires are here at this track.
Yep, I agree, Carson, as everyone did take 4 tires, filled it up with Sunoco fuel. Looks like pretty similar to the starting order of the main at the start, Carson, with Andrew Payne and Eric Papinow on the front row once again.
Yeah, Brett, we'll have to see how aggressive these drivers are coming out of this competition caution here. We'll have to see if maybe some guys lay back or if some guys just go for it right away.
Yep, I agree, because we'll have to see who can manage their tires, who will have trouble on cold tires. Don't forget, Carson, these tires are very loose at the beginning of a run, so we'll have to see if everyone can keep it facing the right way. As the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn down pit road, we'll wait for the 93 car to fire on off, and we are back green flag racing at Chicagoland. Andrew Payne with another awesome start. Eric Papinow once again under pressure from this car on the inside second row, this time of Skip Gandy. And now puts Skip Gandy up to second. Now Ron Hart all over the back bumper of Eric Papinow, pushing him down the backstretch. As I think we'll see, Carson, a lot more cars taking a lot more conservative approach these first couple laps, really trying to be gentle and breaking in these tires to make sure they last as long as possible. As Cal Munson gets around Chris Harvey for the 6th position.
Yeah, bro, I was going to say, I agree. Maybe some of these drivers at the back might try to push for some early positions, but the guys at the front probably will be trying to save tires, and especially if we get a longer green flag run here toward the end of the race.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of congestion happened at the front, but Ron Hart did get into the wall down the backstretch, so that will damage the 051 car a little bit. As Nick Fleury all the way back up into second, but Andrew Payne already with almost a 1.5 second gap over Skip Gandy. As Skip Gandy continuing to save tires told Nick Fleury to go to his inside, so Nick Fleury will be back in the second position, but Andrew Payne already to a 2-second lead, almost over second place now of Nick Fleury. And we really need to get McDonald's to sponsor this 25 car. We need the McFlurry Nick Fleury car out here. I don't know why McDonald's hasn't been on that opportunity, but I think it definitely needs to happen here for the Sportsman Series.
Brett, I agree. Maybe we could do like a small McFlurry whenever Nick Fleury wins or gets the top 3 or something.
Yeah, I know I'm heading to the closest McDonald's whenever that 25 machine parks in Victory Lane, and I'm getting myself a Reese's McFlurry for the Nick Fleury win. Folks at home, if you want a tongue twister, just say that 10 times fast. The Nick Fleury McFlurry. As we got a great battle here for third on back, side by side, 2 rows deep, with Skip Gandy on the inside, Ron Hart on the outside, and then Eric Papinow right behind with Kyle Munson and now Andrew Burrs. So a great battle on track here right behind the leaders. And Carson, look who snuck into the top 10. Last week's winner, Richard Pruitt in the 24 Pepsi machine. Up to 10th position, up 7 positions, out on track right now.
Yeah, Brett. He'll probably be one to watch here, making a good run up 7 positions, and we'll have to see how much he pushes or if he lays back and sees what the leaders do.
Yeah, as we'll go on board with the Pepsi onboard camera for Richard Pruitt. You know, It's very fitting with the Pepsi car, again, the Pepsi onboard machine. Running in 10th, we'll see what he's seeing for a few laps here. Has Justin Callahan right there in his mirror on his back bumper, trying to reel in that 94 machine of Jeff O'Quinn.
And Brett, if this league had a Most Improved Driver award, Richard Pruitt is definitely in the top spot to get that for this season.
Yeah, I agree, Carson. He has shown some great speed here, especially of recently. Got the big win finally for that team here, and looking to capitalize on it here tonight with another good finish. He is in the red division, so it's an uphill battle every week for this 24 car, but trying to make it work the best he can. And right now, hanging on to 10th position, but having some pressure from the 75 car behind him. Looks like we got some commenters in the YouTube lands. We got Doug Ungari. How's it going, Doug? Then we, of course, got the Roger Muth saying hi. Hopefully you're enjoying what you're seeing out there, folks. Be sure, if you want to see a certain driver, be sure to comment your favorite driver. We'll make sure they get some screen time here from the race. Also, if you like what you're seeing, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, as we will be racing most Mondays here at the ASRC Sportsman Series. As we click over from lap 42-41, we'll look at our 5th place running driver right now, Kyle Munson, in the 28. You can see all the different lines people are using out here on track, Carson, from the high to low side. This dynamic track really getting its work in here tonight, as we do have a good amount of cars too working different grooves. You see Ron Hart ripping the Kyle Larson line right against the fence, trying to carry that momentum. We'll have to see how that treats his right rear, as he was struggling to keep that right rear underneath him. We'll see if that's still the case for that 051 machine.
And Brett, there's a big battle here for the 12th position. 4 drivers, and ooh, almost contact there with Richard Pruitt.
Yeah, as we almost get 3 wide here, as we'll look further back here. Richard Pruitt, Nathan Henry, Alan Duranco, and Tim Rogers all right here, as we'll go on board with Tim Rogers and see what he's seeing.
Yeah, I think that was Richard Pruitt who almost got into Tim Rogers there, so that was close to being an incident, but luckily we're all going straight still.
Yeah, you think these guys are racing for the lead with how hard they're racing, but that's just the kind of racing we see throughout the field in the Sportsman Series. I mean, every point matters, as we'll find out, Carson, especially with the 2 different divisions. Every point matters, so you got to take them when you can get them.
Oh yeah, bro, we saw that last year, how it came into play in the championship. That is definitely true, that every single point will matter.
As it looks like Tim Rogers able to clear the rest of those guys and can single file back out, but the cars in front of him have strung on out, with them getting single file a little quicker than the rest of those guys. As we see the points leader coming into tonight, Dave Payne, in that 38 K&M machine, running 11th, trying to make it in the top 10 if he can get around Jeff O'Quinn in front of him. Been kind of quiet, but looking to do well at his home track of Chicagoland. We'll have to see how the 38 K&M machine can rebound here with still half the race to go.
Yeah, Brett, doesn't look like he qualified, so he was contented starting at the back and worked his way up pretty well, up 10 spots so far.
Yep, the biggest mover up in this field so far is the 38 K&M machine of Dave Payne, so we'll have to see if he can keep that going, as it looks like he will as he continues to apply the pressure to the 94 of Jeff O'Quinn.
As we had an incident toward the front, Brett, did you see who that was? Was that Ron Harder that got loose?
If I had to guess if it was a front runner that got loose, I could guess it was Ron Hart, as we see him smoke the right rear coming off of 4. It looks like that right rear already starting to go for the 051 car.
Yeah, he had a big save, so he better be careful with that thing.
As we ride on board with him, and yeah, you can hear him definitely getting into the throttle super early. I think it's a combination of he's getting into the throttle too early with too much wheel, and that just causing him to fry that right rear off that 051 machine. Because once he gets it high, he has to wait at least 2 laps to cool it on down before he can start getting after it again. But we'll have to see if he can keep that rolling. It looks like he is able to cool it off that right rear a little bit, but he'll definitely be slower compared to the cars around him. Speaking about cars that are not slow around him, we have the 93 of Andrew Payne checked out to about a 4.5 second lead over this field. He is in his own zip code right now, so the only thing that could slow this 93 car down is a big mistake by him or a yellow flag. As he comes to the line, we'll see the flagman give cross flags here, halfway down, halfway to go in this race. Andrew Payne currently led every single lap and looking to continue that trend as we start the second half of this race.
And Brad, you got to think Andrew being that far out ahead is being conservative and saving tires.
Yeah, or maybe he just wanted as big as lead as he could in case his tires do fall off, and then he can just bank on that big of a lead to make sure that he doesn't give it all up, as Nick Fleury is running a little bit faster than the 93, but definitely won't have enough time to catch him unless if a big mistake comes out of this 93 camp.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of pushing as hard as he's been, especially with this lead, to keep pushing like that. I think he could dial it back and save his tires and not worry about burning them up too bad.
Yeah, as we'll go to Nick Fleury and look at the lap times. Nick Fleury almost a half a tenth quicker 2 laps ago, almost a tenth quicker that last lap. Currently lapping the 26 of Mike Witt, so that'll probably not be the greatest lap time for the 25 machine, but does pretty much match the lap time of Andrew Payne. So Nick Fleury is slowly chipping away about a tenth a lap, but that would mean he needs 44 laps to do it, and I believe they'll have a pit stop in between, so we'll have to see if Nick Fleury can chip away at that gap enough. As that time by, we'll wait for the lap time to pop on up. And that time, Andrew Payne with a better lap, so shows you how even those cars are. As Chris Harvey is trying to get around the struggling 051 of Ron Hart. Will clear him off of 4, so put Chris Harvey up into 4th position. Ron Hart still trying to manage that car with that right rear fading quickly on that 051 machine.
Brett, did something happen with Tim Rogers? It looks like he is out of the race.
Yeah, it does look like that. I don't know what happened with Tim Rogers. All I see is that he entered pit lane and looks like he might be done for the race, like you said. So maybe some sort of mechanical issues or something on that 48 machine that failed. So a bummer for Tim Rogers.
Yeah, that is a big bummer. Starting third and looked like he was going to be one of the drivers to watch tonight. That's an unfortunate way to end the night.
As now we'll see Kyle Munson applying the pressure to Ron Hart for the 5th position. We'll see if the 28 can get around Ron. As we got a lap car of Mike Witt in the way as well. I believe one car went off track, Carson. We'll go to the back, and looks like Garrett Austin gets loose down the backstretch, and Dukes of Hazzard jumps that thing, puts it in the inside wall, does not bring out a yellow. So that'll be another car down here. As Kyle Munson does not get by Ron Hart, actually, as he's trying to get by Mike Witt. As John DeMeester is also down pit road, Carson. Don't know why that is as well.
Looks like the carnage might be starting here tonight, Brett.
Yeah, maybe as these tires are fading, the cars start getting harder and harder to drive, whether that be loose off or tight in the middle and hit the wall coming off of the corner. So we do see John DeMeester rolling out of pits there on the apron. So he is back out on track. Maybe some early pit call for that 2 machine. Got a lot of cars battling here, Carson, for this mid-pack.
Yeah, Brett, right around position 10, we got 3 drivers. As Skip Gandy gets loose there, and good save.
Yeah, does an awesome job at saving it, and Brett Edwards and Dave Payne do an awesome job of keeping it off of him, but we'll have to see if that hurts the 20 car more, as that right rear is probably screaming for mercy on that 20 Tagare machine.
And here we go behind him, 3 wide, and they made it work.
As Brett Edwards wasting no time here, trying to get up through this field as quickly as he can, back up into 10th position. As Dave Payne still can't quite get around Mike Witt. Looks like he finally is able to clear the pass.
And Brett, over the driver chat, looks like Ron Hart will be pitting in here soon. So, like we were saying, there he goes dipping into the pits.
Yep, Ron Hart first to bring it down pit road. I think he was able to make it inside the cone, didn't speed. So we'll have to see how the rest of the field, when they decide to come down, as Ron will now be the first to pit on to short pit. Actually, Eric Papanow actually pitted just before then, Carson, and has come back out on track. So Eric Papanow trying to really undercut these guys in short pit here early. We'll have to see how it plays out for the 43 car, as he will be one of the fastest cars out on track.
And Brett, I just love all the different strategies when it comes to pitting and what the drivers run here on the track when it comes to these dynamic tracks like Chicagoland.
Yeah, it is always fun to see the strategy, see the drivers, not only strategy on pits, but strategy with their tires, strategy with the line. A lot comes into this track, especially at Chicagoland, so it's too cool to see how it works out here. As looks like Kyle Munson will be bringing his 28 car down pit road this time. We'll now look ahead towards, and Andrew Payne from the lead is pitting this time.
A huge pit stop here for Andrew Payne.
Yep, did get a penalty at Daytona for speeding. He has to make sure he does not do that again here, as Nick Fleury this time brings the 25 car down to pit road. That'll hand the lead over to the 97 machine of Chris Harvey.
And Brad, when you're leading like this, and especially like how Andrew Payne has been this far ahead, does that green flag pit stop make you a little nervous? You don't want to mess it up?
Oh, hands down, Carson. Luckily, you have such a big lead for the likes of Andrew Payne that you can really be gentle, not push the limit, and make sure you hit your marks and not have to worry about making up time. Whereas Nick Fleury's trying to push the envelope as much as he can to try and make up time on that 93 car. As now we'll see Chris Harvey come down pit road, and that'll hand over the race lead to the likes of Andrew Burr. So Andrew Burr, the best blue finishing driver of last week, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me, at Daytona, is now the race leader in this race.
And Brett, we'll have to see who stays out the longest. I know with dynamic tracks like this last year with green flag pit stops, there's always one guy who tried to push it as long as they could. So we'll have to see who might try that here tonight.
Yep, but the longer you stay out, the more lap times you lose to those guys on fresh tires. I believe it's close to half a second, if not more, as Andrew Burr now comes down pit road. That hands over the lead to Brett Edwards, being pressured by Dave Payne here in the 38 K&M machine. As we see Nick Fleury on new tires easily drive around these two leaders. So that just shows you the difference of pace from fresh tires to old tires. Driving around them like they're standing still.
Now, Brett, I'm interested to see if maybe someone like Dave Payne will keep staying out enough. Since he is the points leader and hasn't had the greatest race here tonight, maybe he'll stay out longer and try to get a few more bonus points for leading some laps.
Yeah, I agree, Carson. I think he'll try and stay out and at least lead a lap, as he does clear the pass on Brett Edwards. So Dave Payne stays out this lap. He will lead a lap and get a bonus point. As we hear Skip Gandy this time coming on in from the 4th position. So Skip will be coming on in. Looks like Brett Edwards will be doing the same. So Dave Payne will lead this lap in the 38 K&M machine. And that'll leave only a few left on track, as I believe Skip Gandy may have crashed coming to pit road. We'll have to rewatch the replay.
Edwards looks like they got in an incident.
Skip Gandy locked him up trying to get to pit road. Missed the pit cone. Brett Edwards does the same, loops it. I don't know if it was safe, so 2 bad pit stops for both those guys, as they'll lose a lot of time. As we'll see Dave Payne come down pit road. We'll see if he gets a cleaner pit road. It looks like he will.
And now leading is Richard Pruitt, last week's winner. I know he's a driver who will definitely take a few extra bonus points here leading this race for a few laps.
Yep, second in the overall point to the 38 K&M machine of Dave Payne. So now Richard Pruitt will go to the point here.
Yeah, Brett, that's right. I forgot he was actually second. My bad there.
As this 24 car looks like Carson may try and stay out for as long as he can, maybe hope for a yellow.
And I like the call. He's really got nothing to lose. He'll pick up points. He could it could potentially put him into first in the points. You never know. So I like the call here.
Yep, we will have to see how this plays out, but the only thing that will hurt this 24 car, if it does go green to the end, he is losing a lot of time to the cars he was battling with around those 10th positions. So he'll have to keep that in mind as the 24 car makes the hard left-hand turn from the top side and brings it down to pit road. So that will leave only Alan Duranko as he comes down pit road this time as well. Now hand over the race lead back to the 93 machine of Andrew Payne.
Yeah, Brett, looks like none of those drivers wanted to push for a few more points, and that's probably the smartest call, as Andrew Payne now retakes the lead.
Yep, Andrew Payne has about a 5-second gap over Eric Papineau, who was the first to come down pit road. I believe he pitted on lap 60, so about 3 laps earlier than Andrew Payne, and 4 laps earlier than Nick Fleury, who is in 4th position here, about 5 seconds back from Eric Papineau. So Nick Fleury has a lot of time to try and gain on Eric Papineau. We'll see if he can do it.
And Brett, the 974 seems like he made a big move. Did he only take 2 tires in the pits?
Yeah, or maybe he hasn't pitted, Carson, because the last I see he pitted on lap 27, so a very early pit stop from that 904, or 974, excuse me.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that'll work out for him.
As we look a little bit further back, Andrew Berg, Jeff O'Quinn, all battling for the lead of the blue division besides Adam Smith. I think Adam Smith will have to make another pit stop, so we'll have to see how that 974 car holds on up. But right now, he is currently the blue division leader, but he is getting caught by the rest of the field on these fresher tires. As I think we see the 974 heading to pit road this time by Carson, so he will bring it down pit road. And why we got a minute 25 to go here, 3/4 of the way down, a quarter left in this race. Oh, as Ron Hart sideways off of turn 2, and that will bring out the yellow flag. We saw Ron spin from right around 4th position. That will bring out the yellow as we see Ron Hart already sideways off of turn 2. We saw that live on board with Chris Harvey. This bunches up the field and will throw a wrench in Andrew Payne's plan. He was out in front by a mile. Now we'll be all bunched up, and this is where the gloves come off inside of 25 to go in this race.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate there for Ron Hart. We saw him multiple times struggling with the car, and maybe that was just kind of bound to happen with how loose that thing looked.
Yeah, it wasn't a matter of if. I know Ron's a hell of a wheelman, so I know he can keep that thing straight, but with how loose that car was, especially at these high speeds, it's not a matter of if, it's when it's going to happen. And it finally bit him, and looks like we got Andrew Payne leading most of the field down pit road here. As we see Andrew Payne leading them into pit road here, we'll have to see what kind of stops this field can make. Pretty spread out, so I don't believe anyone will really lose or gain too much track position.
And Brett, it seems like maybe Skip Gandy got a penalty there for what happened on pits, so that's unfortunate for him now, a lap down.
Yep, he definitely missed the entry cone to pit road. Very hard to deal with that low banking here, and yeah, was just caught out by it, and we'll have a penalty because of it. So hopefully, I believe he already served it with him being down where he is, but I think we had a little bit of tire strategy. I think Eric Papineau came in and only took 2, Carson, for that 43 machine, as he comes out of pits ahead of Andrew Payne.
Man, Brett, this could make the race real exciting now to see how this will work out for him. Maybe he'll just try his best to keep Andrew behind him and see how 2 tires will work for him.
Yeah, I think this will get really interesting very quickly here, Carson, as it looks like some cars are staying out on old tires, some cars on 2 tires, some on 4. And we're inside of 25 to go, so this is where the gloves come off. It's going to be a wild one, folks. Everyone get your drinks, get a snack. Be sure to sit on down in front of the screens here, because when we get this one to go, it's about to be crazy.
And Brad, we talked about dynamic tracks and pit strategy. Just one pit road call there, and change the whole dynamic of this race. This could get interesting.
Yep, we'll see these cars fan out 3, 4, 5 wide even, going through these corners, just trying to go where a car in front of them is, and especially these guys further in the back on fresh tires.
And Brett, 4 drivers stayed out of the pits.
Yeah, it looks like it. We got the likes of Justin Callahan leading the way in this field, followed by Brett Edwards, Nathan Henry, and Richard Pruitt all staying out. Then in 5th position, we got Eric Papineau on 2 tires.
Man, this could get sketchy. This could make this race a lot more interesting here toward the end. So I'm excited to see it. Andrew Payne's kind of been checked out this whole race. This could bunch things up and give Andrew it'll let Andrew have to pick and choose his moments and try to work his way back to the front.
Yeah, the 93 car just has to be a little bit patient here. 20 laps may not seem like a lot, but it's a long time here around Chicagoland. So, 93 car has been the class act of today. So he'll just have to make sure he brings that thing home in one piece, not get in a bad situation and ruin today's race. As the lights are extinguished on the pace car, we'll have 20 to go when we go green. Justin Callahan will lead us to green as we'll wait for the pace car to make the hard left-hand turn and go down pit road. As we get the delayed yellow, so we'll go one more time around here. The anticipation continues to build as we'll wait for everyone to get fully sorted on out in the back. This time by, the lights will be re-extinguished on the pace car, and we will once again be going green next time by.
I can see the flagman here. He's flipping the flags, trying to get people to switch spots. We got some confusion at the back.
Yep, trying to redirect traffic, tell people to go, making a gap, pointing cars where to go, having the spotters talk to them. I think we got the order all sorted out, Carson. It looks like we should be ready to go this time by. As it looks like we got 16 cars on the lead lap. Skip Gandy with that penalty, the first car a lap down, so he is hoping for another quick yellow to get back on the lead lap. We'll have to see what happens as the craziness will ensue on this restart. Justin Callahan will lead us to green flag once again here. He gets to fire off whenever the pace car does decide to pull on down pit road, and the restart falls into the 75's hands. As the pace car makes the hard left-hand turn down pit road, we'll wait for the 75 to firing off. He fires on off early, and we are back. Green flag racing. A great restart from this inside line once again. Brett Edwards stuck now with Nathan Henry to his inside. As we look a little bit further back, Andrew Payne already making quick work of the cars around him, all the way back up into 3rd position.
Yeah, Brett, he was able to clear Eric Papineau before he even got to turn 1, so a nice start there for the 93 car.
As we see just how much more speed that 93 car can carry on those fresh tires, all the way on the bumper of the leader now. To the outside of the lead. As long as Andrew Payne doesn't make a big mistake, hand the race lead back over to the 93 car. Now Eric Papineau will try and follow the line off of turn 2 here. Gets to the outside of Nathan Henry.
Well, Brad, I was not expecting Andrew Payne to make it back to first that quickly. He did a great job working through those cars.
Yeah, he did. As now we'll look to the rest of the field trying to get through these cars. And we'll see the likes of Nick Fleury. Nick Fleury, Chris Harvey trying to get through these cars, as well as Eric Papanow on 2 tires right in front of him. As Nick Fleury kind of has a roadblock in front of him, we'll go to the inside and make it 3 wide coming off of turn 4, Carson. 3 wide for this 3rd position. And make it all work, keep it going the right direction. Now we'll see if Nick Fleury can get around Nathan Henry for this 3rd position. But he's got Chris Harvey right to his outside with the momentum.
Justin Callahan here getting shuffled back. He's in a real sketchy spot. Looks like they're able to keep it good for now, but could get wild back here.
He's in the sucker hole on those old tires, just getting shuffled on back in the middle. Not a place you want to be, especially with limited traction of being on old tires. Now Dave Payton in the 38 K&M machine does get around on the high side. Nathan Henry still able to keep that 59 car up in the 3rd position. So an impressive run.
Hard trying to get through the field, bounced into another driver there. I think it was Adam Smith, and maybe more damage for Ron Hart.
As we see the 051 car back to 12th now. We'll see where he can go. Been liking that top side. We'll see if he continues to rip that lip. As we are inside of 15 laps to go in this race.
And Brett, that was some great driving by those drivers. All getting bunched up and able to keep straight, keep clean, and keep everything going in the right direction.
Yep, as now we even see Kyle Munson up into the 4th position, Carson. Able to make some work deeper in this field and all the way up to P4 right now with Nick Fleury behind him.
Yeah, and Nathan Henry as well, making a nice move. I'm telling you, Brett, you made the right call with Kyle Munson here. He's looked fast progressively fast. So as the race has gone on, he's gotten faster and faster. He might be one to watch here to get a top 3.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the ones that deserve to be moved up to this red division because he can put on a clinic, especially as these tires go on. We haven't seen the likes of Dan Parmalee too much this season, but he's another one kind of like Kyle Munson that can really save tires good in the long run. So that's where this 28 car's strong suit is, and looks like he's getting better and better even on the short runs as he's now applying the pressure to 3rd place of Chris Harvey.
As Justin Callahan hits the wall hard back toward the back of the field.
Yeah, I assume he's struggling on those old tires, Carson, just trying to make the best he can out of a bad situation. Looks like him and Brett Edwards in front of him have some right side damage. As it looks like for the most part, Carson, everyone is kind of single filed back out, trying to run their own pace for the most part.
Yeah, Brett, all that wildness we saw in that restart settled down now, and everyone trying to run their own line and see if they can push here inside of 10 laps to go.
Yeah, as we'll go on board with Chris Harvey here. And we'll see what he's looking at from his left rear from the challenge of Kyle Munson and the competitors behind him. We can see Kyle Munson get loose off of turn 4. That'll open up the gap a little bit more for Chris Harvey, sitting in the P3 position.
Jeff O'Quinn now, Brett, as well, moved up 6 positions into the top 5. He's the best Blue Division driver right now, and he's challenging for a top 3.
Yep, just got around Nick Fleury in that 25 car, and now Nick Fleury under fire from Dave Payne, as you see further back in your screen, the white and black cars out there.
And then 2 as well, behind Dave Payne is the battle for the points leaders, Richard Pruitt in 8th, so those guys right there, but separated by a bit of a gap. We'll have to see how the points will shake out.
As we see Nick Fleury under fire from Dave Payton in the 38 K&M machine from this awesome left rear shot from the Mike's Garage onboard. Dave Payton gets loose, clips the apron, has to chase it, and loses a ton of ground. We'll have to see if the 38 can reel him back in.
Maybe that'll open up the door for Richard Pruitt, trying to pass him in points. So there's definitely a race inside a race there for the 7th and 8th place position cars.
As we see Dave Payne get an awesome run off, slideways on off, does a great job of saving it, and reels in Nick Fleury about a car length or 2 down the backstretch alone. So this 38 K&M machine's on the move for this 25 car of Nick Fleury. Nick Fleury drives it in there deep. You heard him in the throttle a while. Here comes Dave Payne carrying the momentum on the high side. As we get 4 laps to coming to 3 laps to go now, Andrew Payne crosses the start finish line. And once again, side-by-side action for the 6th position with the lap car in the middle. They split him cleanly. And Dave Payne will have the advantage going into turn 1. Nick Fleury gets tight, has to get out of the throttle a little bit extra. That gives the door and the advantage to the 38 of Dave Payne.
And Brett, some great battles here with 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th, or 4th and 5th, excuse me. These guys right behind each other, right next to each other. And we'll have to see what they'll do here, coming with only 2 laps to go.
Yep, as Chris Harvey now up into the 2nd position, got around Eric Papanow. But Andrew Payne, once again in his own zip code, at 3.5 seconds in the lead with a lap and a half to go. Andrew
Jeff
Payne.
O'Quinn trying to send it on the outside of Kyle Munson here. Now going for the crossover. We'll have to see if he'll have enough here. Coming with the white flag, 1 lap to go.
Yeah, Andrew Payne in his own zip code. I don't know if Jeff O'Quinn can send it enough. He's 2 car lengths back, but we'll have to go to the front as Andrew Payne goes down the backstretch for the final time. He'll sail it into turn 3 here. Hit his marks for the final time here for the Navy Pier 150. And coming out of turn 4, Andrew Payne will win tonight's race. He will bring it home in the 1st position. 2nd place will go to Chris Harvey. Eric Papanow will round out 3rd.
And Kyle Munson puts the block on Jeff O'Quinn to get 4th. What a finish between those 2.
As what a great finish there, Carson. Overall, a great race. Can't wait to see how this goes. Can't wait to talk to these drivers. And it should be a great one here tonight.
Yeah, Brett, some great battles in the top 5 toward the end of the race. That was really fun to watch. I'm excited to see what the drivers have to say as well.
Yep, as Andrew Payne will try and do some victory burnouts on this front stretch here as he brings it home in victory lane. The 93 turn 3 machine gets it done here at Chicagoland. As we will go to commercial break quick and go try and talk to some of these drivers.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Gotcha. You got me.
Yeah, I got you, Jeff. So, you're the best finishing Blue Division driver of the race. I heard you had a pretty good photo finish, a pretty crazy finish. Tell us what that final lap was like for this 94 McDonald's car.
I had a good race going with Kyle. It was a blast. Tried to cross him over there coming off of Ford and just ran out of room.
Alrighty. Well, you put on a heck of a show here. These Blue Division drivers were all very close, it seemed like, on times. And overall, some great battles between each other. What kind of set this 94 machine apart from the rest? Looked like you had some pretty good tire saving and was able to uncork this thing after that yellow with about 20 to go.
Yeah, timely caution. I was able to get on pit road there for that last caution and get 4 fresh tires. That helped a lot. And congrats to Andrew on the win. It's a spanking. But good job, Andrew.
Yeah, that 93 car seemed like in his own different zip code here tonight, especially when he had that huge lead before that yellow flag there after all the pit cycles through. So, congrats on the Blue Division win, Jeff. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank, give a shout-out to for this 94 team here tonight?
Just thanks for everybody. Thanks to the league. You guys put on a great league, and it's so much fun. Appreciate you letting me be a little bit of a part of it.
Alrighty, awesome, Jeff. Well, look forward to talking to you later in the season. You have a good rest of your night and go celebrate this Blue Division win.
Thanks so much.
Alrighty, that was our Blue Division winner for tonight, Jeff O'Quinn. Now we'll see if we can talk to our third place finisher of Eric Papanow. We'll have to see what we can get for this 3-car here, or 43 car, excuse me. Looks like we got him here. Hey, Eric, you got a copy? It's Brett in the booth.
Yeah, I got a copy. How you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good. How about yourself? How was this 43 car? Looked like you only took 2 tires on this last pit stop. You want to explain maybe the mindset of what you're thinking there?
Yeah, I was trying to play a little bit of the strategy game, knowing that some guys were going to stay out and get out in front of Andrew, but on the restart, didn't get a good launch, and Andrew instantly got around me, and I just followed him right through the traffic. But it is what it is. I mean, I'll take a 3rd place. Can't complain with that. Versus what happened back at Daytona.
Yep, it does seem like tonight that it was very tough, especially that crazy restart with about 20 to go. I believe you only took 2 tires. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, man. What was the mindset? What was the call for this 43 car to only take 2 at a track that eats away the tires so much here like Chicagoland?
My left sides weren't that bad, looking back at how the tire wear was after that first run on the comp caution. And as soon as I saw where they were at, it's like, you know what, I can chance a 2-tire stop and everything, because I hadn't been that long on them. So figured give it a shot, see what happens, try and get track position. Paid off for a quick run under the caution, but I'll take it. It is what it is.
Yep, I agree. So, not the result you wanted at Daytona, running near the front. It seemed like most of the race last week or 2 weekends ago, and didn't quite get the finish. Now can talk to in the top 3 podium. What's kind of the outlook looking like for this 43 car as the season goes on?
Man on a mission, unfinished business from last season.
That's what we like to hear. You were leading the points at the playoff after the first round with the win at Homestead. So Eric Papanow looking to pick up where he left off in this 43 car. Well,
absolutely.
Well, Eric, before we let you go, I'm sure there's a lot of people you got to thank and give a shout out to for this 43 Liberty Live Church machine.
Always got to thank God first for every day on this earth. Got to thank the league sponsors. Tagare is a big one. I mean, always supporting everything. You guys at Turn 3, PepsiCo. Of course, I got to sit here and thank my teammates Skip, Dan. I mean, just the list goes on and on. Meineke Car Care, Liberty Live Church. I'm at a loss because I'm just mind boggled right at the moment.
Alrighty, well, Eric, we'll let you go celebrate this 3rd place finish. I know you wanted 2nd. Just Chris Harvey was able to get around you there right at the end of the race, but awesome, and look forward to talking to you here soon.
Absolutely, can't complain getting passed by Chris. He always runs me clean, and of course, congratulations to Andrew on his win tonight.
Alrighty, thank you, Eric. You have a good rest of your night.
Thank you, you too, sir.
All right, that was our 3rd place finisher, Eric Papanow. Now we'll talk to the 2nd place finisher, the closer, Chris Harvey. Chris, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All righty. How was this car? How was the closer able to do it again tonight, finishing P2nd?
I'll take a P2. It was a really fun race. They were about 15 laps in. I was like, I don't know if the tire wear is going to be a deal tonight. And then right about that time, the people who were pushing too hard, they started coming back to me. So I figured we were going to have a good night. None of us had anything for Andrew. He was in another zip code tonight. So congrats to him on the win.
Yeah, that 93 car showed some blistering pace, and like you said, in a whole different zip code throughout this race tonight. Able to get through the traffic cleanly. That was probably his biggest challenge, and was able to do that. But how were you able to pick your way all the way up to 2nd there, Chris, after that final restart?
Well, whenever we had the pit stops and I was hoping we would go to the end, green all the way, because I think I was P4. I don't know if I would have been able to get to Nick, but I think I would have got to Eric. Maybe whenever the caution came out, I was like, oh crap, here we go. You know me, I'm terrible on short runs. So I had to put my big boy pants on and try to get through traffic. I think I only made one person mad. I think I made Nick Fleury a little mad at me. We were side by side for a couple of laps. I kept getting the run off of 2. I put the bumper to, I think, the 59 car, and it sent me down the track into Nick. It was not on purpose, obviously. Me and Nick have ran together for years now, and I hope he knows that there was no ill intent in that, but got to go. So I just kept hammering it down and was able to get P2. So I feel really, really happy with that run.
Yeah, Chris, we saw you get your first ASRC win last year at Las Vegas. Are we going to hopefully see another win from this 97 machine at 1.5 miles? And hopefully, are we going to see this 97 machine all season long this year?
Yeah, I'm running for the championship this year. I don't know if we'll get in victory lane. That's not really a goal, because if that's my goal, I'm going to be disappointed like almost 100% of the time. So my goal is just to run top 5 like tonight. I had a nice solid top 5 run all night, and then at the end, if Andrew Payne disconnected from the race accidentally, I would have got one. So I'm just happy with the top 5s, top 10s, and you never know, we might get one.
Exactly. Well, you are the closer, Chris Harvey, so we can never put one too far away from this 97 machine. You always seem to be there at the end. But before we let you go and celebrate this 2nd place finish, Chris, I'm sure there's people you got to give a shout out to, thank you to, for this 97 machine.
Yeah, I just want to thank ASRC. It's a great place to race. If anybody is thinking about coming over here to race in these leagues, I think they got 3 leagues going right now, and they're really successful. So come on over here and race. Tagare Property Management for sponsoring. Turn 3 Racing Network, you do a great job. Both of you guys in the booth. Also, my teammates, Ironman Motorsports, they all had really good runs going. Everybody was fast, but a few of them ran into trouble. So thanks to my teammates for hanging out with me. And my Uncle Russ popped in and was able to give me a few pointers there at the end. So he always watches the race. Thanks, Uncle Russ. And I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you, guys.
Alrighty. Thank you, Chris, for putting on a great show. Awesome second place. Go celebrate it. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you here as the season goes on.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty. That was our second place finisher, Chris Harvey. Now we'll go down to the Tagare victory lane and go talk to our race winner of Andrew Payne. We'll have to see if we can get a hold of him here. All right, we're patching on over to the 93 car. Andrew Payne, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth.
I got a copy.
All righty, down here at Tagare Victory Lane, how was the 93 car? It seemed like you're in your own zip code today. How'd you do it? And, man, that turn 3 car was fast tonight.
Man, I this thing was on rails just out the gate. Practice qualifying was fast, and just obviously the race showed. I think we led 80 something laps tonight of the 100, and it was just on rails. And for the most part, I just kind of was running the bottom a whole lot, except for that last restart we had trying to get through the field. But it was, I don't know, it stuck to the bottom super well, and it just ran really well. Not really sliding tires at all. That's a big thing here. This track surface is rough. And apparently I like running on track surfaces like that and stuff like that. So I don't know what it was, but it was really, really fast car. And it was a lot faster than I honestly expected it to be. And, I'm proud of this one. I'm happy with this one, getting one early in the season, especially with what happened at Daytona and stuff like that. And getting that first win of the season out of the way. And now I can just kind of focus on running the rest of the season out and picking up things here and there.
So I got to ask, Andrew, with you restarting, I think 6th place on that final restart, what was kind of going through your mind with those cars that had older tires in front of you and Eric Papanow on 2 tires to your inside?
I honestly, I knew that people would kind of stay out just because of the pit sequence and stuff like that. And starting on the outside was kind of a blessing in disguise, especially with this track being able to be run, anywhere and everywhere. And I knew that those guys wouldn't be spinning tires just because we hadn't been out on tires that long. So I was very, very confident in everyone. And, Eric on 2, obviously it worked, and I was not really expecting him to have any problems. And it was just trying to get through the field first. And it didn't matter, if it took a lap or 2 or if it took 10 laps, as long as I could get through the field first, that was kind of the goal. And obviously I got through the field a lot faster than I even thought myself. And it definitely helped at the end with having that huge lead and not having to worry about anyone else at the end there. But I honestly was not as nervous as, I thought I would be about it. And it turned out really well.
Yep, that's the way you got to be. Well, as soon as you get nervous, that's where mistakes happen. So you got to come in full confidence in yourself and your competitors around you and just slice your way through as cleanly as you can. And you did just that. And like we all said, a quick fashion, because even up in the booth, we're impressed how quickly you made it through that field and especially how easily you made it look.
Yeah, it was just trying to kind of slice and dice there a little bit. I got lucky with some people not being able to get to the bottom, I think, and that really helped. And, the top works too, which is huge here. If it was a 1-lane track, it would have probably been a whole different story. But just being able to move around the track and stuff like that, and even being on new tires too, that were, maybe 10 laps newer, was huge compared to those guys on older tires. And, I mean, every lap counts on a set of tires, so being able to have the freshest, especially 4 tires was huge there.
Yep, that is very true, Andrew. Well, we'll let you go celebrate it down in Victory Lane. But before we let you go, I'm sure you got a whole bunch of people to thank on this 93 machine here tonight.
Well, first of all, a huge thank you to Tagare Property Management for coming aboard for this season and, being the title sponsor for the series. Huge thanks to Turn 3, you guys for broadcasting the race, as well as being on the car. Excited to represent the Turn 3 boys for different races throughout the season. Some personal sponsors I'd like to thank: Premier Racing Setups, Hall Metal Fab, Citrus Heights Saw and Mower, Downforce Sim Racing Development, V&H Fresh. My parents and grandparents for getting me into racing in the first place. The admins and stuff like that. All the racers. And, again, thank you guys for broadcasting and stuff. And looking forward to our next race.
Alrighty, awesome job, Andrew. I'm sure we'll be talking to you here as the season goes on in this booth. I'm sure down in Victory Lane here a couple more times. Got the first win of the season already here in race 2, so looking forward to another great season for this 93 car. Hopefully we'll see this Turn 3 car some more out on track, because it is a nice looking one now here.
Yeah, I'm 1 for 1 with it, so it's probably going to make an appearance next week at Kentucky, I believe, for another 1.5 miles, and we'll see if we can park it in Victory Lane again.
Alrighty, Andrew, sounds like a plan. Well, go celebrate it down in Victory Lane, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again here soon.
Yep, thank you, Brett.
Alrighty, that was our winner of tonight's race. Andrew Payne wins race number 2 of the ASRC Sportsman Series Season 2. Carson, what a great race.
Yeah, Brett, absolutely. A great race. What a dominant performance by Andrew Payne there. He led, like he was saying in his interview, he led 80-something laps, and he once that last caution came out, he had a little bit of a sketchy situation with starting 6th, but he drove through those guys, and once he got around him, it's his race to lose, and got it done. Congrats to him, and congrats to everyone and who we interviewed and who had a great race here tonight.
Yep, as we will go to the results here on screen here. So Andrew Payne in the 93 Turn 3 Downforce Sim Racing Development car parks at home in Victory Lane. Second place goes to Chris Harvey in the 97. Third place is Eric Papineau in the 43 machine. Fourth place is Kyle Munson in the 28, and rounding out your top 5 with the best finishing Blue Division driver, Jeff O'Quinn in the 94.
Then from there, the points leader coming into tonight, David Payton, finishing 6th in the 38 car. Then behind him in 7th place was the 25 of Nick Fleury. In 8th place, one of the biggest movers as well, 24 car of Richard Pruitt. We saw him stay out at the end. In 9th place, the 75 car of Justin Callahan. And then rounding out your top 10 was the 223 of Andrew Burr.
11th place was Brett Edwards in the 052, bringing it home. 12th was Jamie Beasley in the 4. 13th was Nathan Henry in the 59. 14th was Mike Witt in the 26. And rounding out your last driver on the lead lap in 15th position was Adam Smith in the 974.
And then in 16th place was the 20 car of Skip Gandy, the first car lap down. Tough break for Skip. We saw him being very fast early, but had that penalty. In 17th place was the 29 car of John Kane. In 18th place, another guy who had a tough break, the 051 of Ron Hart. We saw him toward the front again early in the race, and just not quite the finish he would have definitely liked. And then 19th was the 81 car, and rounding out your top 20 was the 109.
Then bringing it home, 21st was John DeMeester in the 2. 22nd was Tim Routers, who started 3rd tonight in the 48 machine. 23rd was Nathan Goot in the 5, and then Hayes Booth did not complete a lap here tonight. So Carson, another great race. Not on a super speedway. We saw the domination of Andrew Payne as he was in a different zip code here tonight. We'll have to see if he continues it as we look ahead to another 1.5 miles next week of Kentucky Motor Speedway. We'll see if anyone else can throw a battle for this 93 car, or if he'll extend what domination he had here tonight. It should be a great one. Of course, we got to thank all the league sponsors, the likes of Tagare Property Management, PepsiCo, Frito-Lay, QuickTime Motorsports Media, Mike's Custom Garage, 399 Esports. Of course, all the admins here at ASRC. If you like what you saw and you want to be a part of it, be sure to check us out at AmericanSimRacingClub.com. We race 3 nights a week, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Be sure to check out Wednesday nights on Team Goon Squad. And Carson, I was impressed with this race. We had 1 yellow flag. The competition caution threw a wrench in some plans, but overall another clean ASRC race, and look forward to next week.
Yeah, Brett, I was saying, once that caution came out and Andrew Payne was able to work his way through a bit of traffic there, it was his race to lose, and what a dominant win for him, leading 80-some laps and closing it out. That's a great way for him to get the job done.
Yep, I agree. So everyone at Turn 3 Racing Network, we wish you a safe rest of your night. Be sure to tune in next week for Kentucky. I am Brett the Jet with my brother in the booth, Carson. Carson, you want to sign on off?
Yep. Everyone, thank you. I'm getting a little tongue-tied here at the end, but all the excitement's getting to me. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and have a great night, everyone.
Yep, everyone be safe. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And just remember, from Brett the Jet, just flew by you.